I've read the Spanish Love Deception and I happen to be Spanish. I also read it in Spanish. I'm going to talk about this book from two perspectives. First of all, from the Spanish perspective, just talking about the Spanish things that are mentioned, how I've related to the main character personally because we're both Spanish, and also about the book itself if you're interested in literature and how you're supposed to read a book. I've published one book, a link in the description if you want to buy it, and I've written more. Hopefully I will publish them as well. I've always liked reading. I read a lot. If you want to follow my Goodreads, I'll also leave that down below. I did study a little bit of script writing. It wasn't specifically with books, it was more like movies and stuff, but like kind of the same thing. So I'm not Stephen King, but I'm a bit knowledgeable about it. First of all, the book is about kind of like a fake dating, a bit of enemies to lovers too, and the one bed situation. I don't know how that trope is called, but like all those three is kind of combined. The main character name is Lina or Catalina. The love interest is Aaron. Aaron volunteers to be Lina's partner in her sister's wedding. She has to go back to Spain. Her ex is going to be there at the wedding, and the ex has this new girlfriend. She doesn't want to show up single. Aaron himself offers to be her boyfriend, like her fake boyfriend. So that's basically the plot. I don't think I'm going to make much spoilers. I mean, I guess you can kind of guess where this is going, but I won't say many things if you haven't read it. I will say, even though I'm going to criticize the mistakes of the book, I really liked it. I will recommend it. I rated 4 stars out of 5 on Goodreads. My main thought is that it could have been way better. Like, I think it has a lot of potential, but it does have a lot of also kind of mistakes. So when I started the book, like the first 3 pages, the first thing that I thought was, this is going to be really bad. I think the first few pages are the worst because 2 things. First of all, it's really over-explained, and this happens throughout the book, but at the beginning in particular it is crazy. Let me look for this. Literally the first page is like she's talking with her friend. There's like a couple of lines. She's like, Rosie, brackets, my best friend and co-worker at Intech, the engineering consultant in New York where we met and we're still working. Like, you don't need to tell me right away who is she, because I'm going to find that out. You know what I mean? I think it's the main things when writing, show don't tell. You've probably heard this before. It usually refer to movies and stuff, but it also applies to books. Show me the relationship, don't tell me what the relationship is, because I'm going to figure it out. They're both talking at the workplace, so I'm going to be able to tell that they're friends by the way they talk to each other, or just by the conversation I can tell that they're friends, and they're also both at the same workplace. Even if you want to purposely tell me who she is, you can just say, in this last 10 years, I don't know, 10 years that we've worked together and been best friends, I know her and this and that. You can say in a different way. That still wouldn't be my favorite option because you're still telling me who she is instead of showing me, but like, you can at least say it, but in a more smart way. Just put in brackets to let me know who she is. This is no YA, by the way. This is an adult's book. There's a very explicit sex scene at the end of the book, so this is not for children. If this was targeted to 13-year-olds, I will understand that you want them to know who everyone is, and still I think you should do it in a more smart way, but like, I could get that. But this is an adult book. Like, I can figure out who everyone is. You don't have to explicitly tell me. I don't know, that was so weird because it's just the beginning. It's going to already make me think that this is a bad book just by the first few pages, because it's the same thing with Aaron. I wish the book started sooner because it starts like mid-conversation. They're talking about going to the wedding. Aaron already offered to go with her. She's astonished by the fact that he offered himself to be her fake boyfriend, but we don't see that. It's already started. She also tells me who Aaron is and how they interact with each other instead of showing me what the relationship is. I low-key have to take her word for it. Like, she says that they hate each other and I don't really see that. There's like one scene afterwards where she's like, oh, she's giving me that look, and she usually does this thing. Like, don't tell me he usually does this, show me how he does this, you know what I mean? I don't know, I feel like it's a lot of telling instead of showing, and with the ex is the same thing. I was so pissed because her ex name is Daniel. She tells me 4 or 5 times throughout the book who he is. She just keeps telling us Daniel, brackets, my ex and the groom's brother, and he was my teacher, like my professor at university. She tells that like 4 or 5 times. It's like, you don't have to keep repeating who he is. There aren't that many characters in the book. I can remember who he is. She constantly say the things instead of showing it. It is so annoying. Okay, I'm going to talk about the Spanish things for a bit. So something that's kind of funny is that they're tagging Aaron and Lena. They're talking about how she knows US geography thanks to movies and shows, and I thought that was so funny because I've recently posted a US map video and I literally was talking about how I know this state because of this YouTuber and this other state because of this YouTuber, and I'm currently watching Ryan Trahan's series. If you aren't watching it, I will absolutely recommend you to, and I'm learning so much because they show the map and it's literally like Pennsylvania, we're going to this state which is Pennsylvania, and they're showing them up. So I'm just learning so much about US geography. I feel like most people here, and I think in many other countries, know a lot about the US just because we watch a lot of content, as in shows, movies, even music, books, now YouTubers and content creators. We watch so many things that we're so knowledgeable about the country. I feel like it's the country besides my own that I know the most of, and it's because these things. I think it's kind of funny. Another thing, same conversation, they were talking about football, how she says football and she's talking about soccer. I hate so much that they changed the name of football. In the rest of the world we say American football and they just call ours soccer, and it's like, why did you change our name? Why didn't you call yours soccer? That makes no sense to me. I hate football. Like, I shouldn't care because I absolutely despise football. It's so annoying that they're just taking out word, because am I wrong, or do they touch the ball with their hands in the American football? I'm pretty sure they're allowed to do that, so why is it called football? It makes no sense and it makes me actually upset. It's like, call yours soccer. Like, I will never call regular football soccer. Or they say European football. Like, everywhere else in the world we play football and almost no one plays American football, so it's like, where did you get the word? I'm so upset about this. She talks about how kind of the misconception about the weather in Spain, because everyone thinks it's so sunny and then the weather is so nice all the time and it's really warm, and that's true for the most part. Where I live, it is very warm and very sunny usually, but she's talking about how in the north of Spain it's very cloudy and it can rain a lot, and sometimes she says something like, in the same day we experience 4 seasons, the 4 seasons. It's true that most people think Spain, and even just south of Europe in general, I feel like, and they just think very hot and warm and very sunny, and it's true for the most part, but it's not the full truth. I mean, if you come from Norway, it's going to probably be warmer than where you live. Don't expect it to be really sunny and like it is in the south of Spain, so just be careful with that. Kind of on the same note as the talking and showing, the wedding is like too chopped because it's the whole point of the book is the wedding. That's why I say this has potential, because she has a good idea for something fun, which is before the wedding there's like a tournament, women against men. She doesn't show any of the games. She just says, oh, men are winning, and then it's like half of the football match, and not even half, it's just a little part of the football match because it shows something with them, but that's it. Why don't you show a little bit more? I'm not saying write 4 chapters about the tournament, but show a bit more of the games. It's like sometimes sometimes it's weird how she prioritized their relationship over anything else. So the wedding, I'm not kidding you, the wedding last this is like, oh, she got married and that was it. There's like 3 pages talking about a kiss cam that don't even point at them at any moment. It's like a weird pacing where she just skips some parts, and I feel like those are important and they could be fun. I don't get the ex thing, because it's like she talks about the ex, how he has a girlfriend now, and it's like, first of all, you could have again shown me that, like she could have been scrolling on Instagram and then she saw the boyfriend or something. It's like she just tell us, my mom told me. We don't even see the conversation of the mom telling her. The girlfriend, like the ex-girlfriend, is not at the wedding, and it's like, oh, I don't get anything. It's so weird. She just skips things for no reason. I don't know. I feel like that could have been so much better. Like she had the ideas, but she didn't went with them. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's just strange. And last thing that I'm going to say, can you learn Spanish reading this book if you just read it in English? Obviously, like I've read it in Spanish. Can you actually learn Spanish and things from Spain reading this book? I think you can. I lucky think you can learn a few words and a few expressions. I have 2 that I really like. One is quedarse para vestir santos. I think that's so funny. It literally translates to staying to dress up saints, and it basically means you just stay single forever and you just kind of become a nun, or you devote your life to God and the church because you just don't have a partner. I don't know, I think it's just like a random expression. And the other one is no se come donde se caga. This is literally you don't eat where you shit, and they're talking about how they work together and how they're dating, so that's kind of like the vibe. You have to go to work somewhere, and some people think it's not a good idea to date someone from your workplace because it can become tricky. So I don't know, I think those expressions are really funny. Those are explained here, as well as some of the words. Also, we see Catalina's family. I don't know why I say Catalina, Lina's family. It kind of is like a Spanish family. They go to this bar place, and she said there's people sitting in tables, there are people at the bar, there's people like us, we're just standing. We have tables where we're standing to eat, and that's kind of like a Spanish place, a Spanish bar. I don't know, I think you can learn some things. Obviously, it's not like you're reading fully in Spanish, but if you don't know much Spanish, you want to learn a little bit and a little bit of Spain, I will recommend this book. Obviously, you have to like romance books because, again, like I said, there were fun things that weren't explained because they didn't directly related to the love thing. So like you need to like romance, but I do recommend this book. Let me know what you thought about it if you have read it, and if you haven't, if you just like this type of videos, I could make more of this, or what else you want me to talk about, to react to, anything you want to recommend to me. And please do subscribe because it's free and you can change your mind anytime. Have a nice week.